Hey Whitney, I know you like audiobooks way better than paper. Maybe because you just like them, or really because you don't have time to actually sit down and read. Because you're, well, Superwoman. So I decided for my thank you present to you, I'd make you a personal audiobook. This is more than a thank you. It's a memoir, a denominator, and a full-scale production you didn't ask for, but you're getting anyway, because you've earned it, even if you pretend you hate attention. Chapter 1. The Day You Didn't Realize What You Were In For. I've known you for a long time, but never really actually knew you. My dad has always loved Joe, and they've always had this handshake joke thing going on, but I'll be honest, you kind of intimidated me. I was fully convinced you didn't really care for me. I know, shocker, right? But I also knew you were ridiculously smart. So I just figured I'd get the help I needed and keep it moving. You were introduced as the college and career coach at the high school after Brenda Lyon left, which I assumed meant you'd hand me a pamphlet and tell me to figure it out. Instead, you became one of the only people I trusted to help me make actual life decisions. Not the job I imagine you signed up for, but here we are. Back in October, I was like every other senior, confused, oblivious, and indecisive. I was feeling the need to please people by going to Tennessee for college. Because you know me, I think I have no one in my head when actually I have a lot of people. I also felt a little trapped and spiritually so hung up. I felt alone and an outcast at church, at school, and at home. I was overwhelmed with decisions, and I knew that financially I couldn't make Tennessee work, but I didn't want to believe that. I needed some unbiased opinion. Jamie had talked about you and how strategically and smart-minded you were. I saw so many things you helped kids with, and I trusted your opinion. Honestly, I really wanted someone to help me with college decisions and scholarships, but you gave me what I actually needed. Little did I know that one college meeting would turn into a 3-hour therapy session about everything. And it was honestly the best unexpected thing that's ever happened to me, because I've never been able to tell someone pretty much everything and have them understand, not just at a parent level, but at a personal and spiritual level too. And now I really tell you everything. You didn't just listen to me, you got me. And that was life-changing. You somehow got to the root and gave me a little insight into what I knew, but was choosing not to believe. When I came to you the first time, it was after everything happened, you know. I was overwhelmed and so confused and a little alone. I'll never forget some of the things you told me that day, ever. You might have not even realized the impact some of it had on me. The time you set aside undivided attention, just helping me on more things than just college. Whitney, you didn't have to do that, but you did. And I really don't take that lightly. You showed me that there are good people here and everywhere. You just have to open your eyes to see it. Back then, I was beginning to become convinced that, just the people, I just had to branch out to find good people, but there's good people here and there's good people everywhere. And you gave me such bigger perspective. And those people who truly are good people don't expect you to feel obligated to give them something back in turn. They don't. And I didn't know that until I met you. Also, thank you for telling me to have a backup plan that day. I'm pretty sure you knew what you were doing, but you did it in the best way possible. You didn't completely shut down or belittle anything that I was saying. You just said, let's make some backup plans. Let's make plan A and plan B, and let's just make some backups. And that meant so much to me. And look where I am now. Completely debt-free, headed to Lindsay Wilson, gonna stay in a dorm there, and I couldn't have done that without you. I may have threw away something that was such a good opportunity for me. And honestly, I wouldn't have even applied to Lindsey Wilson if I hadn't have went on that college fair field trip. So thank you. After a bazillion indecisive and annoying Emma moments, somehow you kept showing up. Even after realizing I was a full-blown emotional roller coaster. I hope you're not planning on a peaceful Emma-free life anytime soon, because I'm here for the long haul. Sorry, not sorry. Chapter 2. Whitney's office equals my safe space. I'd walk in like, hey, quick question, and somehow stay for 45 minutes, 3 tissues, and a life plan. You never rolled your eyes, at least not in front of me. Wait, actually, pretty sure you have. So, I consider that pretty much a win. Honestly, your desk should have had a plaque. Unlicensed therapist, underpaid miracle worker. Sometimes I never even had to say anything, yet you knew I needed to talk. I would literally walk in sometimes, and you'd be like, what's wrong? Or we would just sit there for a little bit, and sometimes eventually you'd just stop, and you'd look up and be like, what's going on? Are you okay? And that, that's some of the times that I'm really going to miss. I'm really going to miss that a lot. And yeah, I'm just really going to miss that. Because you would sit down at everything and listen to me fully however long I needed. And that's something that I appreciated way more than you know. I've never had someone like that in my life. And it just means so much to me. Thank you for always being there, listening to my rants, my breakdowns, my constant indecisiveness. Thank you for letting me repeat the same stories and never once making me feel like I was annoying you. I'm sure I did, but you didn't show it, so kudos to you. Thank you for inviting me to church and actually wanting me to sit next to you, for making me feel welcome at Union Light, and for restoring my faith in loving Christians and in joy in church. I'm going to be really honest here. My faith was pretty much shot. And I'm working on trying to figure out what's my thoughts and what's other people's thoughts, because I don't really know at this moment. But regardless, at that time, my faith was shot. And honestly, if I would have stayed the same that I had back then, now, going into college in a couple months, I would have ran completely away from it. And I don't know how far out I would have got. It could have been really, really bad. And when I say that you restored my faith and Union Light restored my faith, I'm not just saying that. Like, it really did. And that will always be so, so important to me. And when you walked in the door and you was so excited to see me there, and then you even asked if I wanted to sit with you, like, we don't do that very much. So, that just made me feel really good and made me feel like people actually want me there, and there's good people there, and it is a loving place. And so that means so much to me, and I'm working my way getting back, and I've been so much happier, and I honestly wouldn't have Seth now because, I might not have been in church, so really appreciate that. Thank you also for letting me tag along on everything, shopping trips when I invaded your Black Friday shopping, meetings, virtual Zoom calls, literally walking around the school, whatever random task you had, you let me in on it, and that made me feel really, really included, and I really needed that, Whitney, and I really needed that. So even though, I may have been like a little lost puppy following you around, thank you for letting me do that. I learned a lot in the process, but also really needed that. Thank you for letting me crash your space, whether it's for random deep talks or just tagging along on your errands. You made me feel so included, even when I had no idea what I was doing. Also, can I just say thank you for treating me like your bonus kid, for trusting me with your kids and not thinking I was a terrible influence, though they probably should be running in the other direction after some of my rants. But seriously, you've made me feel more welcome and loved than I ever thought possible. You've listened to me in a way no one else has, and you've spent so much time with me, time that I know you probably didn't have to spare, but you always made it feel effortless. So effortless, and I'm so, so grateful for you. Okay, so I'm going to try to make it through the rest of this without crying, because you didn't listen to this to listen to me crying the whole time. So, Chapter 3, Whitney-isms. You're not one for big speeches unless they involve sarcasm and 98% emotional avoidance, and yet your one-liners stick like duct tape. I think it's time that you take some of your own advice, though, especially in your new avenue. If you truly listen to your gut, Whitney, because you have a strong one, and if you truly listen to it, I really believe you can conquer anything. I mean, obviously. You are the perfect person for a principal, both caring, yet very fair, non-biased, straightforward, and not afraid to say what needs to be said. Honestly, I'm a little jealous you weren't my principal, but then you probably wouldn't have had time for me, so everything works out for a reason. I'm extremely proud of you, and I've said for a while that this was only a stepping stone, and you were headed to bigger and better things. It does make me sad, because naturally you will be so much more busier and have less random time to talk, but that's life, and I'm sure I'll have things too. Just please don't completely forget about me. Anyways, a few of your classic advice lines include, listen, it's okay to make mistakes. If someone can't accept that you made a mistake, that's their problem. You told me that one day when I was having another breakdown. Imagine that. And that really stuck with me because I was just so torn, didn't know what to do. I was just felt defeated. And it's like, danged if you do, danged if you don't. That's what I really felt. And that really helped me because you don't have to be perfect all the time. If you do make a mistake, you accept it and you move on. But if other people can't accept that, at that point, it's really their problem. So, thank you for that. And you need to remember that too. Another thing you told me was, after I had my wreck, I was in a mess, so much adrenaline, so many things. And I really came to school that day to talk to you, honestly. I never had a wreck before. And it really wasn't too serious. I just slid off the road. But to me, it was terrifying. It did crunch my back and hurt pretty bad. But, it was my first wreck. And so, but I felt really bad because, like, a week before, I took Kate and Lily to go get ice cream. And, I was so excited that you trusted me enough to let me take Kate. And I felt like crap. I really did. And so you told me if I didn't trust you, I wouldn't have let you take my kid with you, now would I? So that really helped me, and you may not have realized it, but it made me feel like it was okay, and that trust was not completely immediately lost just by making a mistake. So thank you so much for that. Also, one last thing, there's so many things, so I just picked out 3, but one last thing was, just because you leave doesn't mean you're running away from everything you've been raised up in. That meant so much to me. Because I was starting to get, feeling really bad about leaving, no matter where it was, whether it was Tennessee, whether it was Lindsey Wilson, whether it was WKU, wherever it was, I was feeling really guilty because, let's just be honest here, my parents have given me whatever I wanted. So I was feeling pretty bad, and I think there had been, a little bit of some arguments and at home, and I didn't really know what to believe or what to do, and I felt like that if I went to college, I was running away from everything. Or that's exactly how I felt. But you're not running away from everything. You're not. You're carrying that with you. And you can come back and be even more. And so, thank you for that. Your delivery was 100% effective, even though sometimes it was flatter than a pancake. Just kidding. Also, some moments where you've really helped me calm down from emotional roller coasters and given me that voice I needed are too countless to say. But I wrote down a couple throughout the year that really stuck out in moments, so when I was making this, I went back and looked at them. One of them is your whole baby in church analogy. Let me just say that is so true, and that has helped me so much. When you have gotten recently saved. I got saved 7 years ago. But, I haven't grown and developed as much. And so, you can't speak full blown out essays to me. You have to speak in short words so I can understand. And that's just so true. So true. Number 2, when it was 8th grade pathway day and you chose me out of everyone to stay with you all day. You said, I'm going to keep and use Emma. She knows my brain. She'll be my runner. I know you just had an extra, but it made me happy that you trusted me and you felt like that I knew you. And I was like, oh my gosh, Whitney actually does like me. It was just one of those moments, and it just meant a lot to me. Just the little things. 3, also, when everything was going on with the whole college thing, and I was told that if I went, I couldn't even come back and visit. And you said, well, then you can come stay at my house. That just made me feel really special, and that you liked me enough to offer that, and it just meant a lot to me. So I really appreciated that. And number 4, when you were nervous at the board meeting, it was nice to see that even the strongest people aren't always completely still. It's okay to be a person. I also thought it was really cool that I picked up on that you was a little nervous, and nobody else really knew. So that was also really cool. I was like, kind of know her. Chapter 4, Real Talk. You didn't give me cheesy inspiration speeches. You gave me something better. Real talk. You saw the mess, the doubt, the chaos, and said, listen, let's figure it out. You taught me that strength can be quiet, and funny, and covered in bottled water and sarcasm. You never tried to change me. You helped me own who I already was, and I hope I made you proud, or at least gave you material for your dry humor therapy group. Chapter 5, I See You. I see you, Whitney Lynn. I see your unwavering dedication. I see your hard work. I see your many million roles you juggle, yet handle it all with grace. Whitney, I see behind your sarcasm and quote-unquote intimidating demeanor, which will be helpful as a principal, by the way. I see you. Whitney, you are one of the most best-hearted people I know. You care about what people think, although you hide it so well. I wish I could learn your tricks. And you care what I think. The love you show and have in your heart is so inspiring. You truly do everything in your power to help someone if they ask you, and even when they don't. You love me enough to do what's best for me, even when I didn't want to do that. Thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you for helping me through every single step, not just handing me off to the next person. You've been with me with this through every step, and I really needed that, and I still do need that. So, thank you so much, so much. Chapter 6. This isn't goodbye. I hate goodbyes. I know that because I start bawling my eyes out, or I start distancing and closing myself off from people as a self-defense mechanism. I don't know if you've noticed recently, but I've been talking to you a lot less recently because I'm not oblivious to the fact that we will talk less after graduation. You have a busy life, and I get it. Also get that I'll be replaced by your new favorite student at LaRue County next year, but I'm choosing not to think about it. Anyways, I've been closing up without realizing it because I don't want to say goodbye. So, I won't say goodbye. I'll just say thank you for being the calm in the storm, the eye roll in the chaos, the dry wit I didn't know I needed. You were my coach, my safe place, my best friend, and the best thing that high school gave me. And now, as graduation day approaches, I'm having a mini panic attack because, well, do I have to stop talking to you now? Am I supposed to just leave? Honestly, I'm scared I won't find this kind of love and support again. You're the kind of person who actually wants to be around me and doesn't treat me like I'm some random, sheltered, and spoiled brat kid you're forced to deal with. Okay, I had to pause it for a second because bawling my eyes out over here. Okay, anyways. You've been like a big sister, a best friend, and a mother figure all wrapped into one. And let's be real, those are the best kind of people. You support me no matter what, but you also tell me exactly what I need to hear, even if it's not what I need to hear. And that's real love right there, even if it stings a little. I'm a pretty salty margarita because it really chaps my ass that I have to leave you now. Seriously? Can I just hire you to come to college with me? I need someone who's willing to listen to me spiral every 5 minutes. I'm honestly so scared to not have this kind of unwavering support in my life. The thought of not being able to text you randomly or pop into your office for a chat is really the most terrifying thing about leaving. That's the honest truth. Thank you, Whitney. I love you more than I can express, and I'm going to miss you so much that it hurts. This isn't goodbye, though. It's just me trying to figure out how to fit into the next chapter without you right by my side. I'll forever cherish everything you've done for me. And I promise I'll make time to call or text or even show up unannounced at the most inconvenient times. You knew that was coming. But it's time to put on my big girl britches and conquer. I love you. Thank you. Congratulations on your new role. I wish you the best luck. And I know you'll have a super, super busy life. But maybe every once in a while, you might think of me sometime. So, here's your audiobook. It's a whole hot mess express. It's not professional or anything, but I just thought that your thank you gift needed to be a little bit more personalized, so appreciate you more than you know, and you've made this year so special for me. So, you've helped me through academically hard times, spiritually hard times, mentally really hard times, physically hard times. Help me conquer the eating thing. So, anyways, thank you so much. Love you lots. From Emma. P.S. I'm not listening to this over. Probably sounds like crap, but I can't listen to it over because I'll cry all over again. So, here you go.